we are going to have the subject of time, well, then we need to bring up, let's put a little, I don't know, we'll have, never mind. All right, whatever. It's not about the eyes anyway. So thank you, Father, for
came up.
Time. Let's see, maybe I get it. Let's see. Double tap, double tap. Oh, there's too much light on the subject.
Am I giving you a...
No, it's the light. It's the light. All right, thank you, Father. So there we go. All these people so caught up with what they see. These two thieves, eyes, eyes, eyes. A hand on a clock points to a time, well, a number, and it can tell time without saying anything. Isn't that amazing? That's the firmament. So anyways, thank you, Father, for the firmament. Well, no, that's just some round and round circles. 12, about 13. Anyways, by the number, what is the number? 9 to 5? Are you in the 9 to 5er? Given your time, how many hours do you sleep? 8 hours in a row? Well, that's not how this was ever done. They used to plant their seeds by the time, by the moon, the clock, the sun and the moon, stars, sun and moon. These are a clock, a firmament. So time management. What are you doing with your time? Is this time important? This flesh time you're in, this meat suit, this name, whatever you're, I don't know, there's a certain amount of numbers and letters in your name. Name is Shem, name is authority, name is, what are you doing with your time? Who do you love? You can spend your time here doing you, or you can be doing from above. That's, again, born from above daily, and that's not, time is irrelevant then, correct? It's all, well, in this time and place and space and flesh or meat suit, it's, you're deceived. It's all about the after this time. That's what everything's about. The inheritance, or at least from my studies of time, they've forgotten, people twisted on what time is, thinking that they're, everybody's forgotten that we're all eternal. We don't end. That's, well, pretty sad that people would think that they have to end, but it's where we're going to go after this time and place and space. See, it's about time is it's a matter, right? It's a matter of time. You asked a question last time and then you fell off, Art Lover. What happened to you last time? Time. What happened to you last time? Got to get back in time. You asked a question about the land selling and then you fell off. You never said a single I didn't see you another time. What are you doing with your time? You only have like so much meat suit, name, letters, and all that little silly. This is your eternal. You're not, time is irrelevant. What is space? How about outer? Like a ring? Like Saturn? Space? Above? No, that's north and south. He is the Arizzo. Why would you say that, Lightning? Oh, because you're lightning the Titan and everything Titan is a fallacy. The Titans, the champions, the Titans under the sea. Land. It's not my land. This land is your land. This land is my land. This is is this the earth under my feet? No, there's no earth under your feet. See, what is time? In this time, well, lightning, remember Barack Obama? Do you know what Barack Obama means? Lightning, lightning, lightning. And then the thunder, lightning. Barack Obama. Light, pride, shine from above, from the high. Is heaven above your head? Let me ask you a question before I answer your question, Titan. Is heaven above your head? What is heaven above your head? What is heaven? Is heaven above your head? Let me ask everybody in the room. I need some, thanks for coming into High Desert Faith and Truth, where aletheia is the word truth. Hados is the narrow. You might want to relearn most of what this twisted, frauded, and perverted world is nonsense. It doesn't make, it's corkscrewing, spinning, or well, the Hebrew would be frower, to froward. That means to change, twist, or pervert. They're perverted in their thoughts because they're liars and distributors of lies and fortunes to themselves and others. That's the word idolatry, latria, or pornea, idolatry. You might want to take a note. Most people don't have any busos, knowledge of the old written Hebrew. Your main name is H and Sage. No, it doesn't. You're an apostasy. You're a demon and a distributor of force. You're an example, lightning the Titan, of blasphemy and an apostasy, because lightning doesn't have anything to do with sage, and Titan has nothing to do with sage either. So please leave now, because I don't allow demons, distributors of lies and fortunes, by definition, to others, and especially to the bride or anybody that's, get behind me, Peter. We don't do any of this stiff Peter phallic worshiping a north and south god of the sun and the moon and the lunar tick Titan. You don't know what a Titan is. Sage doesn't have anything to do with sage. I'm out here in the sage, right? We burn some sage and woo, with your sun pole. Remember the Hopi? You have any hope? Did you get that hopium with Mr. Red Hat? Do you have any idea who the sun god is? Mithra? Hopium. Give people hope and they won't try. Take all their hope and they will. Stick that in your notes. Yeah, that's the aletheia. So anyways, will you please leave lightning the Titan? You're spreading blasphemies in here. You're a distributor of lies and fortunes. A demon, by definition. If you believe your own bull crap, that's called a pornea, idolatry. I don't want to teach to sup with vipers. He said 2 snakes up a pole, doctors, a snake, the dragon, the serpent. I don't sup with vipers, swine, low energy people who lie about definition or truth or aletheia. You just speak blasphemies and you change, twist, and pervert, froward. Well, I don't know what you're looking in. Lightning. Barack Obama in the Hebrew, I'm speaking original dialect, is Barack Obama. I'll give you one more treasure and then come back when you've been 7. We do it by the number in here. Why did it rain for 40 days and 40 nights? You want to ask yourself that. So anyways, Barack Obama, there you go. There's your treasure. Now leave. Then the thunder. See you off if you're not coming to my land. No, thank you. Appreciate it. Well, if you knew what your name went and you didn't distribute lies, I might let you come on. I want to sup with liars and vipers, and I'm judging you by your fruit. You're speaking just like the world. A bunch of translators speaking translation, not literally by definition. Lightning in Hebrew, Barack Obama, means I saw lightning fall from heaven. So there you go. Come back when you've been 7. Read the word of God. I cannot sup with vipers. Tell me something. Give me the gospel, then I'll give you one more chance. There's your 1 strike, 2 strikes. You're out of here. I don't sup with vipers. So lightning, tell me some gospel. You got to know the gospel and be a living testament of this new will and faith that he was the testor. And you have to understand the heirs and the inheritance of the kingdom of heaven, which is not above your head and earth is not below your feet. So by land, why do you keep saying land? Why do you mention land? Tell me if you came here, tell me the gospel. Nobody's welcome here unless they're a living gospel. You have to be a living Sabbath. 7 days. Sorry, I got a fly in there. I can't stand flies. See that? I swatted a fly the other day, guys, and it sparked. What does that mean? Anyways, don't mourn, Debbie. Please don't mourn. Why do you mourn? Please read the book of Ecclesiastes 7:1. We got to spend an hour in here. Time management, brothers, sisters, can't stay in here all day. I got to get back in time to do what I'm doing here. I'm going to try to use my time, which is irrelevant. Just, matter of managing the space and the place, not space. I don't believe in none of that non-fart north and south sex orgy, Jesus worship of the sun god, the space god, space farce, and Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, Nanu, Shazbot, whatever, Chewbacca. I can't do the Chewbacca. Get out of here, Jabba. Did you take the Jabba? Did you bow to the altar, Mr. Space Farce, Mr. Jab himself, Mr. Pole God, Mr. Phallic? This is getting you pumped up, your blood pumping now. You don't follow after that phallic worshiper, do you, who decorates his house with the sun god, the transgender god? You don't know why they're pushing this trans 3-in-1 Catholicism god, the one who's born in a manger. Touch yourself. Don't forget Vader. Gotta get in the dark. Luke, I am your father. Raise the dead. The thoracic spine. Do you have any idea what they're pushing on you? No, you don't. You're a biblical idiot. You believe in this religious non-farce, like space farce. God's in the sky. Get out of here, child. I rebuke you. God has never been in the sky, nor will he ever be above your head. He said to meet him in the sky. Figure that out. The heirs, meet him in the air, the age of the air, the age of the, on the line. Whoa. All right, Shaquila, I really have to manage my time. Shaquila, where are you at? What are you doing? Sister Love having you in here. What are you doing? What are you on? What are you doing? I don't know all your business. You don't have to anything personal, but where, you got a Toyota yet? You got a way to get out of Dodge? Do you have somebody to help you not participate in chaos? Anybody around you that's doing that? Or you've been in prison, like nobody else wants to do what you're doing because you're doing Jesus 7 days a week if you can. Well, you try to, right? Remember what we do in here. The hell with the world. Abyss, no knowledge about those, my people shall perish. Don't worry about it. Remember, be in it, but be not of it. Thanks for coming in again. This is very serious. I'm not playing around. I mean, time is very important. It's not the end of the world. We've got, nobody knows the day, clock, firmament, hour. There have been celestial markers it's been 2,600 years. God has been preparing a place. So what are you doing? Minnesota. All right. Well, do you have a place you can go and flee from chaos somewhere? Please make that happen. Please. I appreciate you always coming in your time. Remember, this is time management, time, place, space management. That's what we ask for your tithe, is tithe of time. So love always seeing you in here. Appreciate your always have very encouraging and your energy, because I'm energy. So remember, I don't have to be with you to sup with you, right? Personally, like that, meaning we're energy. This kind of provides us all like, kind of we'll all be together at the end. Nice. All right. Well, remember, you might want to be at your cabin in the woods, because if you're anywhere away from that, you better have a Toyota. Okay? That's it. There. See, that gives you a little peace of mind. You're in good hands. We'll try to find that too, though. Remember, try to find a place from, never forget. Much love, Sister Kill. I appreciate all glory to the Father, but you know what I'm saying? It ain't that. I just want to keep in mind what's going on. We got to endure to the end. So if there's something that's in effect that he said, we got to make it through. Do you here? Anyways, guys, I ain't trying to like I'm some kind of special thing, but don't you want to be one of these people that can teach people the gospel when a lot of this whole kind of system is destroyed, because he wrote it on our hearts, and you don't need a book to tell anybody. I mean, it's supposed to be written on your heart. Seeking you shall find. Busos, bathos, ask, you shall receive. Knock. Remember, I've given you this book, the blue one, the one, the interlinear, how to go Hebrew. And remember, it's not about all the actual, I know every jot, every tittle, every passage. It's the gospel, which that's what it's about. The heirs of the kingdom of heaven. Heaven is not above our head. Balls and gods in the sky. It's right here. We are living that time right now in this age where Christ is with us. Is not in a physical form. He'll be burning this place with fire before we ever see his actual physical return. But as a spirit under this spiritual testament that we're under, we get to sup with him now. And our brothers and sisters in the narrow way, kind of again on this net, how it all pulls us in this one school of almost like what we'd be living as a heir. because we're there, remember? Whoa, not too many oligarchs. Most people are left in a school. Their school is back there in the age before the reset of the deception on the line, which I've spoken in this. And if you've been following me, I think most people have to remember, because I was actually thinking a subject I'd like to bring up, is that people's reality and people's time is not what is our own. And people, even in where we're at right now, time is not, we're not in the time that people, 99% of the world are stuck in that stinky era back of deception. The vase of the ale of, or the veil was put over with all this religious nonsense. We'll just put it that way, religions and government. Government is mind control. So, you know, the word mente or mente, govern, to control the mind. Why would anybody want anybody to control anything? Our Father is the Redeemer. You give your authority, anything, over to the Most High through this covenant of meek, not weak, and you don't participate in chaos. You are charitable, you are patient, you are kind, but you don't allow this darkness to continue without speaking up. And that's the problem, is this deception of just allowing this time of deception, of this pole north and south. You're 12 and you're 6, you're 3 and you're 9. They don't get it. They don't study the firmament. They have no idea of any celestial sign that was ever left. I mean, remember, it's been almost 2,600 years, and people want to get on people for, you know, getting their house, their spiritual house, ready for after they die. But he did leave a marker, and he did leave a, you know, an actual, you know, speak positive, negative, all this was spoken into it. I am, you know, his words written in, I'm going to leave, not earth, because he wasn't earthly ruled. He is I am. But he was here, this rock where we were at, and he said he was going to go to where his Father's house was at. But he would come and prepare a place for us, right? He would come back and redeem or receive his bride. So the point is that he would tarry. Most people, they've lost him already. They're like a ghost, not Holy Spirit, but literally they went opaque already. They've lost him. I could see right through, like a BC, the horizontal, the lines right now. They can't concentrate because of time. And they're 30 seconds. They're the microwave generation. It's my burrito and I want it now. Seriously, it's a hard generation because people have become so caught up in the world of what they think time is, that they've forgotten that most people worship an orgy, Sex Pistol, Jesus, Nimrod, stick up, chopstick, Satan, that Donald, you know, phallic himself, Nimrod, not the literal, the becoming of his phallic time, stick up, pole, 12 and 6, 3 and 9 is swastika, is a peace, and he wears a peace, and he's to always talk about his peace treaties and all his Nimrod, he loves it, you know, Polyon, remember, the bringer of the disease and the cure of the disease and warp speed, Mr. Bow to the altar of Jabba. Are we talking about space, or, you know, things born in an egg like a reptile? I thought you were talking about snakes up a pole. Yeah, he warned of this Christ to these snakes. He was hung on a pole or yoked, or I don't want to get into the torture of the redemption of those of the bride. The age of deception, brothers and sisters, has been lifted. We've already seen this time marker, this pole. They've got people on this other Jesus, this other time. The deception time we've been moved. It's the parable of the fig tree. I've tried to warn you of these signs. You think maybe as a time marker he said he would redeem his bride. Remember, he would tarry. That's a matter of time. See, he's been preparing this house for over how long? Where his Father's house was at? Have you forgotten what we were saying? Did you go opaque on me? Have you been taking it? Are you staying on the line of what I'm trying to? He said he would redeem. Redemption, the bride of Christ, the sons of God, not crackers and grape juice, not some space farce, Anakin Skywalker, the bringer of the disease and the cure of the disease, Apollo, the sun god, Nimrod, that Donald Scrooge, right? Mr. Moneybags, right? All people go to hell that are rich, by the way, brothers and sisters. Monetarily, all rich people go to hell, all famous people go to hell. So I don't know why people follow after a man who lives in a 66th floor of a 58-story tower as Satan and decorates his house with that same Satan sun god that's transgender. 3 genders. Now, wait a minute. 3 in 1. Anybody want to chime in on this? The 3 in 1 sun god? This is what you worship. This is what you're okay with. This is what you tolerate in your time. It's a matter of time where I think you should have already spoken up about this. Do you understand? Oh, hey, I apologize, guys. I'm losing you here, but I know they all the time they shadow ban the chat. So, anyways, pole worship. Pole is all about north and south god of this pole and the sun and the tower. And God hates towers. God hates. Yeah, God hates. He don't like it when people do. He does this. God's not all loving God. God only loves the sons of God, not crackers and grape juice, not space bars. There's no gods above your head. God is not above your head. I can't, that's what I'm saying. I can't. 99% of the world, brothers and sisters, thinks God is above our head, and they think the New Year's is in the middle of the winter. 99% of the people on this rock right now are Satanists, brothers and sisters. That is the outlet. You don't like it? Don't shoot the messenger. I can't change time. This is the time we live in. Deception has been lifted. We're not in that time anymore. If you had the Busos or the Batsos, you wouldn't be lacking it. You would not be thrown in that place to gnash teeth. There are errors in this age. It's about a line. It's about a declaration of a line too, but not a pole. That's why he hung on a pole, to fulfill all that. Remember, they ate not crackers and grape juice, not Cadbury eggs. They ate the sacrificial lamb to fulfill all the feast. That's it. It's not what goes in a man. You don't have to be from the house of Aaron and Levi. You don't have to eat. I don't give a. The Father is not going to throw you in hell because of something you put in your mouth. Under this covenant, in the age of the heirs, it's going to be what comes out of your mouth, or what doesn't come out of your mouth. In most cases, it only takes evil to flourish for good men or women to stand around and shut up about the evil of, like, a guy who decorates his house with Satan and, let's just vote for him a second term. Oh, we're okay with that because we don't even know who Apollyon is. We think we went to the moon, all this silly space farce crap. East and west, brothers, sisters, east and west. Horizo, I am the light. The light. They hung him on a stake so they staked him and yoked him and then raised him. And they think they can raise and rise and live in towers and send our children off to war, their wars. They're banksters, all these. Oh, you think Thump is leading this? Well, him and Mr. Muskrat, Stinky Musk, with their, as is above, so is below. But the people don't even have any idea that this is going on because they can't see it. But to see you does not kill you, right? Yeah. What? Yeah, I can easily. These people have forgotten. Remember, they need physical proof. They've forgotten that this isn't about the physical realm. We need to leave all that behind. Remember, I'm going to come back. I'm going to prepare a place. If you lost your time and place where we're at in the conversation, I'm going to redeem. I paid. I look up. I'm telling you about signs and times in the firmament for your redemption, the Redeemer, the one who pays, not Red Dead like a game, redemption. I have a much better hat than I looked into whatever that stupid game is. This is it's red, okay? It's a hat, copper, right? Whatever colored red or close to. It's not a black hat. Why are people so visually stimulated by their eyes? And he warns about eyes. Anything you see, it comes from the dirt. He said he'd come back to this dirt, but not until he burns it with fire. He said he'd return with eyes of fire. He talked about waters. He said, go to the man pouring out the water. Remember, in the town, pouring out that living. Remember Fomalhaut, the age of deception? Remember Nanu, Shazbot, space wars. There's gods up in the sky, balls up there that are gods and gods in the sky, and dead people are in the sky. So we're going to burn people and humans and eat them and have orgies and have sex with animals. And we'll tell everybody this is the birth, which we don't celebrate. We don't celebrate anything out of this covenant. This is how much of a bunch of us Satanists, the whole world. Satan means the adversary. People are so, they're idiots. They're unskilled, unlearned. Simple men, simple women, laymen. They actually can't hold against an idiot. Don't be mad at somebody for being an idiot. That's not their fault that they're an idiot. They have never taken the time to even grace their ear or their eye. That means the same thing as ignoramus or ignorant. An idiot is not an insult. I call somebody an idiot, they freak out like a snowflake. Oh, I'm special. I'm better. I'm higher and raised above anybody else. I'm pride. Remember the promise of the rainbow, brothers and sisters. I tell you of fire. I remind you of Sodom and Gomorrah. God doesn't only has so much, he doesn't, tolerance, that's what God, that is tolerance is Christmas. Tolerance is thinking that it's okay to celebrate a birth, and only Satanists, as I told you, celebrate birth in Scripture. But most people don't read it. It's not written on their heart. They know a bunch of religious idiocracy. They're idiots. They don't never. Most of them never they haven't taken. They just believe, thinking that it's a thought in their head that they believe in some man told them instead of reading, actually defining. Aletheis, and I am the hados, narrowing of the translation to find the literal aletheia, undefiled orizo. He said, I am the hados, the aletheia, and the orizo, the way, the truth, the light. He didn't speak that for no reason. That means something. And I keep teaching you about this hados because it's in his, he said, that's what I have. Don't boast because I wrote it on your heart. But if you don't go spread the news of the coming of the Redeemer, not Red Dead, remember, tarry, bride, how long has it been? Prepping, all this is the same thing that I'm trying. How long has he been tarrying? Has anybody ever got on you for preparing? At least your afterlife, like Noah, like the hell with this world. They can kiss my right and left cheek to the same hole, right? Correct? Yeah, I don't care what this world says. What if Noah wouldn't have listened to that voice? Not Jiminy Cricket. Still voice inside his head, brother, sister. Man, they're smashing this chat. So, veteran. Okay, he's still in here. So, or at least he was in the chat. Are you guys getting this? Terry, bride, redeemer. How long's it been? Anybody want to make a comment? Did he leave any signs of his? How about a folded mask when Mary found that veil? And I talk about a veil all the. I am Revelation. That's that lifting of the veil. The cover that veiled the Hamashiach, where he was raised on a yoked, staked, poked, if you will. They poked him, remember? They ripped his beard out of his face. They crowned him. He warns about, don't let no man take your crown until he, Shiloh, Maranatha, until he, eyes of fire, voice of many waters, go to the man with the water. Politics. Poly meaning many. Like a polygod, like a 3-in-1 transgender sex biscuit pedophile Jesus God celebrated in the middle of the winter when he was born. No way in hell was Christ Hamashiach the anointed, Shiloh, Maranatha till he returns, brothers, sisters, born. He was born when the sheep talks about his flock and a bride and a wedding of the lambs, the wedding feast of the lambs. They ate the sacrificial lamb, not Cadbury eggs, not crackers and grape juice, not Catholicism or Christianity. All this religion is vanity. We're not under any of these things. Tick meaning bloodsucker. How about politics? Many bloodsuckers? That's government. That's the beast. That's the it. Anybody who participates in red or blue is an idiot. Well, they're not an idiot. I think at this point they're just it is all get out. Because who would participate in the beast it system and then vote for their own enslavement? God, we'll bring this up because we're running out of time. Taxes. Are they taxing you for your time? Are they not? 9 to 5? Yeah, you do. You get taxed when you go to work. So, mente, mind, government, politics. Who do you think elected Donald John Trump? The Fortune 500 companies. This world's a bunch of idiots. At least in America, the biggest idiot nation ever to walk this earth. A corporation, not a constitutional republic. No, it's a mockery. It's a democracy. That's mob rule. 51 to 49 means we only pay off these three schmucks and we got it right back into it. It's a flawed, yeah, back in our favor. Tip the scales, let 51-49, 51% of the vote. Yep. What's Fortune 500? We'll talk about politics, but we won't even realize who's electing our public officials. The Fortune Corporation 500 companies is who selects campaign funds. Who do you think solicits these Congress, Senate, House, judicial, legislative, executive? People have forgotten the branches and how this, not by, I'm a king, I'm a Xi Jinping, I'm going to, yeah, how many terms is Putin? By executive order. Serfdom, brothers, sisters, back in the time of, ruler. Who's your master? He says there's only one, brothers, sisters. You can't serve two. There's three houses in an actual mente government control. Constitutional republic. F the government. Seriously. Give them that birdie, if you will. Flip them so they can't pluck their bow. Tree. What tree did they pluck? Remember, I was talking about the toxon earlier, Mr. Warp Speed. The one comes with a crown and the bow. Can you stay on subject? So absolutely, what a mockery, huh? What happened to our, I'm going to buy executive order, bring the military to your door, said Mr. Thump. Yes, he did. He did, to give you the Warp Speed jab, greatest jab ever. He didn't do it, but how about you want to bet he'll do it now to get your Second Amendment item out of your pants, pockets, houses, places, and spaces? Oh my gosh. Yep, he'll be the one. You watch. Don't believe me, like Bruno Mars he warned about our eyes and these two thieves, brothers and sisters. He warned about coming back and redeeming his bride, that only those who would be in it, but not, I hope you're not participating in this poly, meaning many, tick, meaning bloodsucker, red, blue. They did this at the time of Rome to divide. It's called divide and conquer. These stupid idiots won't even talk to each other anymore. At least at a time, it didn't matter. The kids still jumped in the pool. It affects the kids. They will write about this nation where they put red team, blue team. They did the same thing at Rome, just so you know. It's just a repeat, recycle. By the way, I'm running out of time. I want to stay on here for an hour, but I just can't do this anymore. More than that, I'll allot you 1 hour. And if you learn something great, I'll try to maybe once, twice. Maybe we'll declare 2 witness. 3 times a pole dancing Saturn god, a lady, their feminine god, Mary, Horus, Isis, Ishtar, Semiramis, the one who had sex with her son, Catholicism, Pisces. Alexander says second won't be taken. You're an idiot. You've forgotten what just happened in front of your face. Nobody said, "Hey, boss, Mr. Smith and Mr. Wesson says that I'm getting my paycheck. F your COVID." Not one person even did. I don't want to hear those. You will give them up because what are you going to do? Stand against? All right, send me grid coordinates. Yeah, you're going to get you and your neighbor, but your Second Amendment, you have the right to defend. So you're not going to stand up against the government, though. And you could have stood up a long time ago. You are no numbers. You have none. You got nobody there standing. But the only thing that's going to save you is getting away from anybody. You have the right, just so you know, Amik. I don't teach the right to not defend under the Second Amendment. That can't be taken. That's a God-given. That's just a number that's protected me, or take the right to protect yourself. Cool. No worries, Alexander. I'll try to help add to, but you will stand down. No, they'll put blue helmets. You'll be so scared out of your freaking mind by this beast, blue helmeted beast. Yeah, that you won't have your faith like Daniel to be thrown in the den of lions. And if you do, why? What are you going to protect? You're an idiot. He said, get away from this. Don't do any of this. And you now have a chance to go. So what are you going to do? Defend yourself? Let me tell you, what do you got? A Kevlar helmet, a bulletproof vest? You got your 16. Look at you all decked out. Who you fighting? He said, be wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. I mean, you're an idiot. I mean, to fall into this idiocracy, to think you're going to fight this system, you even participated, you failed this testament. You have the right to defend. I'm not saying that somebody comes poking and prodding, but literally, you're going to defend yourself against a little F-16 drone. How about we'll energy you right off we'll just take you. How about spontaneous combust you? Maybe it will twist you and you'll just fall out like one of these newscasters or sports people that all of a sudden, whoa, what happened to all that? You've forgotten the tech that they have. Maybe they'll just light up the tech that's already your nano in you. they'll excited, and you'll just maybe they'll mine MK Ultra you. They got so much control over you with you think you have anything to your Second Amendment. Remember, it's a fallacy. He said be meek, not weak. So you'd be wise as a serpent in general. You could take that. Why don't you use that amendment item to go hunt something like a deer and share it instead of fighting people? You're an idiot. If you think your Second Amendment item is going to save you, don't get rid of it. Don't ever give it up, because get off me, you big fucking son of a bitch. I'll fucking kill you, because that's for the ladies, not you, man. Yeah. Apologize for the cursing. I was going to try to. Yeah, seriously, it's the equator. So you think you didn't do anything for the ladies, stand down. Use your Fifth Amendment right now and shut the. I don't want to hear what you're going to do. You didn't do anything. Tell me what you did to protect your ladies. You're supposed to be the head of the household. You let these cop suckers trample on a whole nation. I'm a veteran, so I don't want to hear about it. The only people that stand up in the last 10 years was the cowboys and the veterans. Otherwise, stand down. Don't speak up in here. Nuh-uh. Under this, God used to require war. Start speaking of things like how you're going to get away from it. Keep your Second Amendment, ladies. This is always about, yeah, that's the equator, because I'm a veteran, and I know that women have a different physical build. That's why you're not going to fool me and try to put a chainmail purse and a pearl necklace around you in the dirt. First, I want to see your pelvic bone, and we have different portions and physical standards. So a man can almost overtake, and I'm not saying you women aren't strong, but by physical, get the fuck off of me is why you men shut the hell up. When I ever hear this about women, the Second Amendment is to our women will not be raped by a man who could easily overtake it. So ladies, don't ever, please be careful, because I don't want that to imagine have to be the lady to say and actually pull the trigger, because you could physically overtake you. So F you, and you think you're going to stand up to the government, man. Your head is so far up, your forward point of contact, you're 8 up. You're 16 up. You're twice as 8 up as the others. Anyways, okay, I rebuke all veterans. We go kill women and children in other countries. Why the fuck are you okay with that? Oh, stop, Tracy. No more. Okay, that's the last one. Why are you okay with that? Why are you okay with this mass murder in chief? I served on the Uniform Code of Military Justice. You have any idea? We're the biggest polluters on the planet. By far, kill so much stuff in the ocean. Get a pass on this whole green energy crap. They go 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and do not stop polluting this earth. And how come nobody's talking about the military polluting the earth? Oh, it's you doing it, Mr. CO2. It's you that they're how in the hell can we sell surface-to-air missiles that they shot at Trump and nobody gives a crap about that, do they? Ha ha! He'll be the one to take them. Shut up, man. You'll stand down and you'll give them, if you pop off too early, it'll all be recorded, and you'll be one of the reasons that you shot first. You didn't defend, you shot first because you got a big head thinking you're Mr. Patriot. I'm going to defend. No, you didn't. You shot first, and I warned people when he said of this executive order back then, well, they'll bring this greatest jab to your door using the National Guard. So F you, because you didn't stand up during this time. Now they'll put our women in combat, draft them. There's been a whole generation of Ukrainian women. Don't think this just can't happen in a couple years here in America. It's already happened by the tax dollar of the American W-2. Did you pay taxes? Killer, 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 killer. You're just like the veterans. This filth, this over what? Outside our border is an apostasy to the New Testament. I believe I am the only singled out one man that's teaching this testament of the new. You couldn't teach us at the chaplains because they wouldn't want their military to know that. Let's just go back to the foundation of the war. Remember, God used to allow war, but under this covenant, let vengeance be mine. Remember the founding father who was a Mason, but at least he banned the orgy Christmas, ritual, but he said no foreign entanglement. So tell me what was the first president or administration, if you will, they're all related to the Queen, by the way, that went outside, because see, anytime we've done that, see, you have the right to defend yours. Who's teaching you this? And America is the most apostate nation to ever walk. We are just an extension of Rome. They had an eagle coinage. It didn't die. Rome never died. Their accounts move and they change their name. Christmas is Saturnalia, the worship of the pagan god in the middle of the winter. Satan, that Trump has his house decorated with. Get it? The old, got the Nimrod bell worship, north and south. Hello. But anyways, listen, what I'm trying to explain to you is we're not under this covenant. If you keep giving your authority to this system, all this system that's overtaking all this that I served, then he said, come out of her, my people. Remember, Paul was a mass murderer and a Pharisee, part of that church. Remember? So God chooses, like the thief on the cross, like Esau, he hated and did not allow, right? Because he was wishy-washy. Jacob, who he gave the inheritance, who he called Isaac, right? Right? So is that what it was? See, it just takes one word to froward, to change, twist, pervert, and you're off into outer space. Right? Nimrod. Remember, Nimrod is Esau killed Nimrod, Satan. Have you forgotten the lineage of this? That's right. That is called Marxist. That's called fascism. There's so many times this has happened repeatedly, Alexander, over in history, so you know. But we're here again, where they worship Satan. This has always been a worship. The Masons, remember our founding father, George Washington, no foreign entanglements. This conversation we were having on the Uniform Code of Military Justice, Rome, red and blue, that never ended. The Vatican, come on, guys. Are you serious? Are you following, or are you just lost in space? Or you think you're spinning around a ball, don't you? Do you think God's in the sky, don't you? See, that's the problem, people, brothers, sisters, is you change one thing. The Father warns about that through Shiloh when he came in the flesh. That was his last words, and people believe that he left and went somewhere in the sky. He said, I'm going to where my Father's house is at to prepare a place. I'll come back and I'll receive you. Where do you think that's at? Anyone want to make a comment? Christ in you, brothers, sisters. He's here with us. These idiots are missing out on this time with the Father to sup. He's here with us. He's right now. Christ in you, brothers, sisters. They believe that God's in the sky. There's never been any kind of God that's over. God has not ever been one single God is over our head. 99% of the world thinks that God is over their head. He's in the sky. He said to meet him in the sky, but he didn't mean above. That's the airs, to meet him in the air. In the sky is the air. Remember, he lifted. He warns about pride rising above and shining above others. He warned us, don't hide it in a basket. Don't hide that light. Put it at the top of the house, but not rise or shine. That is pride. Russ, I don't know if people don't get this. This ain't about some stupid religion. It's about what you do with your time here, because the original conversation was time, and I'm running out of it. Not like that. I mean, I got to spend my time wisely. Spend where you spend time. Time, is it money? Is time money? Would you rather have time, or would you have money? Because he said he's going to redeem his bride, and it's just a matter of time before. Let me go back to this conversation. Is anybody preparing anything right now? What the F are you doing with your time? Or what the hell? Do you realize, just for, so you know, as is above, so is below, what comes up must come down, a matter of nature, laws of nature, right? Father nature, the cream always rises to the top. A little leaven leavens the whole lump. Oh, careful, the duality of this world. Remember, what goes up must come, gravity, whatever. Anyways, we got to do something worldly just to be funny. Anyways, magnetics, how about that? Static electricity. Okay, anyway, never mind. Static, like electricity, magnetism. Anyways, what goes up, ringing out, like I asked you to leave all your crap at the door. No, it's not crap. Leave your knowledge at the door, brothers, sisters, and come in here like a dry sponge. I want to give you something. And if you're a dry sponge, you might hear this, and this might have a bigger effect if you just leave everything at the door for a minute like you think you know. I've studied this cycle, and they're like, I want you to go see David Devine at Adapt 23. He's really talking about cycles and perception, how they ride these cycles, Rome, and how this control has been kept by these purple people eaters. The pole gods worshippers, the ones who mess and do horrible things to kids, like throw them in the fire, eat them, have sex with them, all this, had sex with their son. Oh, this is Christ. This is the Antichrist born in the middle of the winter. And everybody's okay with this. Everybody's okay with this time that everybody's in. It's tolerance. That's what got us here back at the time of Rome with Constantine. We brought all this feminism spirit of the booby god, the one with breasts that they like to have orgy. You know, like the Masons, the fake cornerstone. He said, don't build your house on sinking sand. try to bring this full circle where I'm going with this, brother, sister. You give any of your power over to this, you just unalived a whole generation of Ukrainian women by your tax dollar. You're an absolute cold-blooded killer by where you spent your money. In this case, they took it from you, and God hated taxes. Remember, he actually broke that kind of physical covenant that I told you. He said, meek not, and I'm not telling you. Remember, use your second mind. You got to be wise with your time. And ladies, I'd hate for that to have to happen. But he said, remember, he would redeem. That's a matter of time. Anybody who's prepping, Noah, how long did it take him to build? Did he listen to the world? No, he didn't. He lists be in it, but not of it. It's a matter of time before Honga Tonga. I want to tell something to you. You can keep forgetting the things of this world, and I'm telling you, it's not so important, but you still have to put like legs on faith, and belief is, you know, a separation from what everybody's doing, and start doing what the Father tells you. Like a Noah, he did. He didn't. If he didn't build, if he didn't baptize, if he didn't do it wouldn't have ever happened. Like kind of, you know, how was there extra fish and extra bread in the baskets? Just hear me out. Where I'm going with this. Remember how long, and anybody want to make a comment about, is anybody preparing a place? Is anybody preparing a place for in 2015, or excuse me, in 2022 on February 15th of 2022, Honga Tonga, after 3 days earlier they killed it off and said it's extinct, and then it rose again, kind of like a Lazarus or Jonah out of the ocean, you know, the underwater volcano. How many times have you heard that? If you followed me, there's 13 in the chat. Put Honga Tonga in the chat, because we're going to wind it down, guys. I'm only going to do 1 hour at a time now. I can't do anymore. I have to use my time. I want to dig a garden and eat food that I grow and other things. So how many times have I mentioned Honga Tonga to you? How many times have you heard that? Put Honga Tonga in the chat if you even know what it is. But it doesn't even matter what it is, brothers, sisters. It shot 146 gigarams. Anybody good with math? We're doing the number in time. It's time, space, money. You tell me. I think we got this all confused. We are the only species that calls them the most intelligent, who reigns over this, but the only species that pays to live here. I can't wait for all this to be done with fire. This is God didn't expect us all. We're the only species to pay. God hates taxes. They'll send our women to war. Kill them with your tax dollars. Who filled out a W-2? Does anybody want to say Honga Tonga? I feel like I'm talking to the wall, and I know most of the time, brothers, sisters, it's because the chat gets shadow banned. So I love you. I don't want to turn the comments off. I appreciate it, but man, sometimes you guys are just, I don't know if you're tracking with me, or those you're in the narrow way or what, but maybe you're getting it, maybe you're not. I don't care. Jimmy Crack Corn, your master, I can't serve two, and I know what my master says, like, no, it's a voice inside my head. Oh, lost. Oh, cool. There we go. Hallelujah. Thank you, brother, sister. I hope you girded Maranatha until he returns. Tarrying is what a bride did. This is a formality. It's between the wedding. This is all about a wedding, brothers, sisters. I give 2 licks of a crap. I love you if you're going to be there with me. Otherwise, I'll be charitable. I'll be patient with you. But I don't have for this. Seriously, you're not like that. I want to use my time wisely. Hey, Kevin's here. We're making some serious headway, bro. So we're pushing like cream that rises. I told you this was going to happen. This is happening very fast. No, it's okay, Jack. That's please. Gospel more than anything. Just be a living gospel, and your treasure beyond anything for the Father, not me. He will pick you up and redeem you. Remember, you bought and paid for it back here, but you served your time, endured to the end. So just keep doing what you're doing, Jack. I can't do that. Remember, you can't. Just be not anxious, Jack. Keep serving in his girded, believing in him. Have faith like Daniel. Just don't listen to the world. Hallelujah. Just do. You won't come back here for no reason. I'm going to have to tailor it back because I want to teach you something. Just as whatever. It's a better manager. We all need to discipline ourselves a little bit with the word and be a better time manager. Not like that. Remember, time doesn't matter. Mind over matter. What are you doing with your time? Do something more like go fishing. Do something more organic. And I've been pushing. I need to do less of this electronics and more organic. You know what I'm saying? I love you, brother. Says I'd spend all my time in here. I got to I don't care anymore. But actually, got Kevin here, and we want to get this ministry going, and things are swinging fast and all over. Just it's what an amazing time. We're already on the line. We already got to see this celestial marker. So nobody answered me. It's been over 2,600 years, brothers and sisters, since the Father sent his son, and he came here, and then obviously he was hung on a tree, and he left this place. He said he would come back and redeem. Red Dead, not a game. This ain't no game to me. His bride. It's been over 2,600 years. So if anybody calls you a prepper, tell them to kiss Tracy, Pastor Apocalypse, left noodle, because I don't care. He said it's all about who's the biggest prepper on this rock. He's been prepping for 2,600 years and he's not done yet. So Noah ain't got nothing on the Father, does he? In the flesh. Shiloh. Shiloh's been preparing a place for over 2,600 years, brothers. Don't come off. Please listen to the captain, not some stupid freaking man who controls all the militaries. Don't fall for a Second Amendment. Get away from that crap. Don't be meek, not weak. Pay as little taxes as you can. I don't care about that. They should make taxation illegal again. Christ flipped over the money changer. If you didn't pay taxes, then you didn't kill any Ukrainian women and children and men, because if you did, you're a killer, whether you understand what you did or not. I don't care what you think or you believe. Your tax dollars funded the death of a whole Ukrainian generation. You don't think it could happen here in America? F you. You didn't stand up during the COVID for the women. Don't tell me about Second Amendment rights, man. How about just getting away from this crap? Come back when the smoke clears. He said, be meek, be wise as a serpent and gentle as a dove. Ladies, does anybody want to come with me to the woods? Does anybody want to do this? Not like traction, but there has to be something. But what are your men doing? I'm a kind of a one-off guy. I'm going to put myself out there like that. I don't Jimmy crack corn. My Father will provide. He's providing a woman for me right now. But closed mouths don't get fed. So, and I'm looking for some other people too, because Kevin and I talked about it. We need some people who want to come here and do this. 2 would be great. 3 would be better. Thank you, Father, for sending Kevin. 4 would be, we're going to limit this. Holy gosh, I don't want a bunch of people, but hey, you tired of paying to live? What are you paying for? I mean, you could get these things under control. I don't know, what are you going after? How about a place to keep your food stored so you can go somewhere and go fishing? Run to the chase, don't listen to, what was it, TLC or whatever. Go chase waterfalls. Go see some more organic things, but then use your time wisely and keep collecting the things that you need so you'll be able to be charitable to others later. Abundance, brothers and sisters. There's a reason why the cream always rises to the top. So I'm glad that Kevin's on the same sheet of music with me. I got to use my time wisely. We're going to actually go do this, and I need to stop talking and start doing, girded in my service. So he mentioned it, and I'm going to run with this. We need to get rocks, but get this, dig some of this rock up and get this garden going, because whether I'm here or not, or Kevin's here or not, or we need to have a garden going. This will be turned into the ministry now, brothers and sisters. This is happening. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no worries. Don't leave. That's Dave. Boom. Be that. Absolutely. Stay. My Canadian, I don't want to do no Bubbles, or they was going to do something from, Trailer Park Boys or something. Seriously. So I apologize. You're up there with Mr. Fidel Justin Trudeau Castro, and his Tyranno. I've never forgotten about my brothers to the north, how you said, no, we're not taking the jab. I just gave my CDL up, but how they stood and what that tyrannical, you gave $50 to these, support these peaceful, not like that. People weren't causing violence and then drain their whole freaking bank account. And people don't think it could happen here in America. Americans are idiots. I kind of like Canadian Prepper too, because he really considers himself part of this kind of NAFTA, this whole thing that we're all grouped in no matter what. People think Canada is not America. Canada, yeah, we are. Kind of all one. What will happen there will happen here eventually. And you should probably know that. I'm talking about connection. You know what I'm saying? That it's, whatever. It's to the Queen. Remember, this is still part of the Queen too. Washington District criminals. People don't get it. You have the maple leaf and the Queen on your coinage. We don't. We will. It's head and eagle. It's still whatever head. Okay. Leaf. I think you understand it, because some of these ignorant Americans have no understanding of the French and all the wars and the Beaver Wars of what Canada even, 14th century, the Chinese were over here. I mean, on this, the turtle, remember? They call it the turtle or whatever. Anyways, of the Northern Hemisphere, brothers, sisters. But anyways, moving on. I can't stay in here forever. I don't want to eat turtle meat tacos. I want to eat nice fresh grown vegetables. So anyways, get some food stored, brothers, sisters. Anything is going to be better than nothing. If you don't have, it's better to have and not need than need not have. The cream, again, will always rise to the top. Remember about storage and things like one apple upsets the whole apple cart. So careful who you put in your stores with you and around you. Yes, it will, a little leaven will leaven the whole lump. Sup with people that are in the narrow way. Careful, stoner, too, what you bring in. Okay, I'm saying, he's the rock. So remember, build it off that Petra. Your name's Stoner. You should understand that, right? You probably own the natural remedies. The medicinal cannabis is terrible sick, huh, Ricky? All right, never mind. That's freaking alcohol. I'm not talking about that. Hey, whenever I went Trailer Park Boys. All right, I probably already said it too. You know why? The baddest meme during the COVID was definitely from our Canadian dicks up there. Oh, what? That's Pug One. Never mind. It came from Trailer Park Boys. It outpaced my how much flu could a flu shot stop if a flu shot could stop flu. And I did have a pretty epic meme, breaking news, small town community runs off OSHA with cooperation with local sheriff. It's just a meme. But the best meme of the fake, crowning, hey, let's just declare the king's coming, our antichrist, and we'll just declare a fake king, and they'll think it's, some people will take it the wrong way. We're going to really veil our king because we got to get their king. There's two kings, and he's got the key, so we'll force their hand by having this. Okay, so but during this whole Spamco or whatever Vidco or 2.0, where all the corporations had record earnings, and the year 0, 19, 20. Welcome to the new age, brothers, sisters. Remember the Vidco 2.0? Remember that whole scamdemic? This was like a whole world thing. This just wasn't, but we got to remember that the best meme of the scamdemic had to come from the maple, the leaf. My brothers up, the northern brothers to this north of us. Listen here, jerky. No, that was not. That's old. That's not from America. It was the Trailer Park Boys. Does anybody, give me a meme, and then I got to go. Look, we're running out of time. I want to end on a kind of a funny note. Give me a meme. Do you remember a meme during the COVID? Do you have any good COVID memes? Don't you remember any of those memes? I made bunches of them, man. Tons of them. I made memes about Joe Biden, too, where he was elected president. Well, that was right at that time, remember? So the whole selection, like we're in now, the same thing. So, all right, you guys are going quiet, but all right, much love, brothers. I'm going to wrap this up. The greatest meme of the scamdemic had to come from our brothers in the north, from Canada, and it was from J-Rock. If you know who J-Rock is, he said that you can't catch the COVID if you're already the illest. Know what I'm saying? All right, guys. Yeah, I just enjoy it myself. I don't do a whole lot of funny stuff, but I'm rolling inside right now. That meme's going to be good till I die. That's like a classic song. That's just until they throw us in the dirt and he burns this place with fire. I just love that. That was the best meme. I almost pissed myself when I read it the first time because J-Rock, he's just funny. Guys, I don't do a whole lot of stupid stuff like that, but I like that my Canadian brothers and sisters, they're very resilient, hard people because they live in a bit more northern quite, but they still have a time to enjoy the finer things life, like jumping over, like cars with RVs and go-karts and, Pug One. Some of this stuff is just, it's a good way to let go of the worldly, or, the serious thing for me and actually do something to this world. And it's entertainment, if you will. So some of you guys might not be, what I'm talking about, but okay, we got to stick it to keep it to 1 hour, guys. I came in here a couple minutes late, so we'll run over just a couple minutes, but hey, leave a thumbs up on this video. We're going to kind of limit them to an hour. Time management, whatever. I'm going to stick to this. I hope you're using your time. I hope you're getting the vehicle to get away from people so that if chaos happens, that's wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. I'm looking for people to come out here. You'll have to understand predestination. You have to be in relation. You'll have to understand this channel. I don't sup with vipers, but this ministry is going to be given over to the property, over to the ministry, and we're going to need people to stay here. I talked about Kevin about having animals here, animal husbandry, You know, if there's animals here, somebody's going to have to be here the whole time because chickens need watered every day, goats, and all these things need regular. I don't have the animals unless I can take care of them. So um, I've had it all on this. This is Silver Rock Ranch. This is a working ranch. It's sheep. I showed him. I need to re-upload that. I'm going to do that when I get off here. I'm going to re-upload the picture of Henry out here. You guys got to see Henry. He was an amazing sheep who chased the dogs. Okay. And most people have a problem. My world is very upside down. Everything is almost all been reversed in my life. Most things are completely backwards, to be 100%. I'm a reconstructionist, so it makes sense. But most people have a problem with their dogs going after their sheep. They just get a little bit like that. But I have a sheep. He's in green pastures, not gone. He's eating blackberries and ferns and stuff. But he was getting spoiled out here with Timothy hay and, alfalfa, the number one alfalfa on the place, like some of the grain and stuff out here, oats and stuff. But Henry would chase the dogs, and I'll upload the video onto the channel video, and you guys go watch that, man. It is a good laugh. Henry, all I can tell you is, oh boy, no, oh Henry, that sheep had hops, man. He thought he was a dog. So go check out. I'll upload it here before the end of the day, and I'll try to come back in here maybe twice for the end of the day. I'm gonna go do some things not of this world. He wasn't a goat, he was a sheep, and he would literally chase. He's a big sheep too. I remember the first time I had him sheared. She's like, holy crap. A lot of times I shear sheep because they have a lot of fur. They don't, it's hard to tell if he's kind of overfed, man. That's a very chunky sheep. I'm like, I know, he's so spoiled. He's our lawnmower. So we were going to eat him at one point. Hey, things change. When you have a sheep that awesome, he turns into a dog. You just keep him. So anyways, he didn't move on. We haven't ate him. Remember, Green? He's a mutton at this point. So he's living in blackberry bushes and ferns and never going to be out of green water. And so Miss Henry is a good animal husbandry, very important to me, brothers, sisters. So if you're going to have an animal, you need to take care of it. That's the lesson. It's nice to have all these things, man. If you have all that, and then you got a fishing system, we're going to get that going out here at High Desert Faith and Truth Ministries. So inquire on the next live stream if you have some interest. We're going to zero cost of living. I don't need to know why you need to have like money per se. You should be able to generate enough income and food and stuff off a piece of property where money almost becomes irrelevant in your life. Seriously, no cost when you have your own solar panels and wind turbines and a small, capacity thing. Look at this freaking smashing this live stream. Anyways, all right, brothers, sisters, much love. Leave a thumbs up if you're rewatching the restream, please. We're going to talk about tithes before you go, because tithe is time. It's time management. So thank you for spending your time. I hope it was worth your time. I hope you took something from the live stream. Thanks for coming into High Desert Faith and Truth. I'm Pastor Apocalypse. I call myself that. You guys call me that because I try to reveal the aletheia to you. If he's lifted the scales on Apocalypse, the cover off your eyes, the veil or the scales, that is Apocalypse, to remove the cover, to lift the veil. The aletheia should be exposed. That was hiding by deception, and I hope that I've been able to reveal celestially some deception, religiously deception, a lot of deceiving, and hopefully give you places to go relearn. That's what I did for more than a decade. Had to relearn. So go see Brother Jim at Grace in Truth Ministries here on YouTube. I continue to mirror his predestined teachings, the gospel. That's what's more important, more than anything, brothers, sisters, is your inheritance, what happens after you die here. So although you don't want to ruin this life, obviously this flesh, you have to look after it. You have to endure to the end if you want to be picked up. Remember I talked about redemption, how long he tarried. He still hasn't come back to pick up his brides. Hope you're preparing as well. And he'll be back. Nobody knows the day or the hour, but Paul said you will see the day approaching. So those that have celestial eyes understand the firmament will point out the markers, as I have to you, so you can at least know where you're at in a celestial time and place and space. Is now you're in the new age, the age of the heirs of the kingdom of heaven. We are there. We made it. The conjunction, the marriage, the two of the union of time, marker, Saturn and the king already conjuncted. Back in 2020, the reset, they already told you. I was telling you this back in 2010. They do this all by a celestial clock. Please go see David. I want to close with this. Go see David, because I talk a similar dose. David understands these things. He did an amazing video, his last video at Adapt 2030 on cycles, on how they ride these cycles of time. It's very important about perception. I continually talk about this veil that's over us through perception, through schooling and visual and verbal voodoo and all. Please go watch David's video at Adapt 2030, not Agenda 2030, but Adapt 2030, and go see his video about cycles and how they're riding the cycles of time and know what they're doing. And this is how they keep their control, brothers and sisters. Let me let you on something. You can let that government, that mente, that beast, that control, whether it's purple, it's blue, it's red. I don't care what country leader. That is the neuter gender beast. Please don't give up your authority. Remember, be like, separate the 7 things we are supposed to do so we can be mature that he asked us to do. So those judgments will be in the, we'll be ready, mature when he gets here. Okay. Redemption. Okay. There's a certain thing he asked us to do. Brother, sister, you're not changing anybody. He said, if I didn't call out to their hearts to seek after me, not one of us would. So don't go try to change anybody. The biggest enemy that you have will be your eyes, serving whatever you see. So try to be born from above, without flesh, like a child. A child doesn't know if it's sinning. If it's innocent, it doesn't know what it's doing. It could be stealing somebody's bike and not even know it's taking somebody's bike. Please try to find an innocence, and you can find that when you're not dealing with a lot of this worldly crap and you're out looking at a beautiful waterfall, correct? Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Yeah, like a child. Go do something like that if you can. Get your spiritual house ready. Remember fleshy things, but do good things with that flesh if you can, with your time. Fighting with people, preparing for war, let God fight all your battles, brothers and sisters. Don't not have protection. I'm not telling you to ever give up your right to defend yourself. That's God-given. No government gives that to you. Nobody can take that from you, okay? Not even this New Testament takes that from you. But he does say, brothers and sisters, please hear me out, the meek will inherit the earth. Only those that don't go out and seek vengeance are the meek, brothers and sisters. Meek, not weak. You can't protect yourself, see? God required war. God required sacrifice. God required blood. God required rituals, but he blotted all of that out under this new covenant that he made with his bride. That is against, it's an apostasy, brothers and sisters, to go outside your own walls, your own house, your own border. Let God fight all your own battles, okay? Go research brothers' teachings on Agape. I did it for weeks on end, teaching on the word Agape, meaning God is putting that hurdle in front of us, that stumbling block. Will you stumble? Will you get mad at the person that's doing it? Or will you know that God is testing you to see if you'll lash out? You're supposed to give your cheek. I didn't say, remember, why even give them the time of day? Why don't you get away from all this crap? Forerunner, wings of an angel. We'll talk about that when we get back. What are you doing with your time? And we'll talk about solutions to the issues that I see. And the biggest thing that I think, and I'll give you the gem now, is get away. You want to sit there like a duck in a pond, or do you want to have a B, C, D, some way to fly away from the chaos? Why fight? How about this? Why not just get away from it right now? You're not on banging on your door. Transdale ain't trying to kick you out of your house right now. You have time to get more TP for your bunghole. This kind of is the calm before the storm. If you look at what's coming, brothers and sisters, according to the word of God, it's his birthing pains. So use your time wisely. Please. I want to see you flourish. Cream, rise to the top. Don't get caught up in this leaven. That does the same thing. There's always a parallel. 2 witnesses, please. I'm warning you about these 2. Don't serve your eyes, please. Serve the Father. He'll go, he should be ringing cloud round. Yeah, Tracy's right. I shouldn't be fighting with anybody. I should be trying to figure out to be wise and get away from it. That's that wings that he's telling you about, brothers. That's Elijah. Much love and agape, brothers and sisters. I am Pastor Revelation, bringing you one broadcast here at a time, revealing the aletheia, the hados, by narrowing off this translation. That's what you better do. You better get over to see Brother Jim Brown more than anything at Grace and Truth Ministries. Spend 99% of your time there and 1% here. I'm only trying to give you a sliver to really kick you over to his teachings anyway. So Father has a plan. Be not anxious. You're not going to change anybody. You're not here to change anybody. That's not what you're here to do. You're here to go declare the King is coming. It's not just 2 houses this time, just Jews, brothers and sisters. He's going to allow all flesh under this covenant. Go declare the King is coming, and the glory of God is nigh at hand. Redemption. Look up. Your redemption draweth nigh. I'm Apocalypse. Whoa. I don't even know I've ever done